Hey, Bold Thinkers, it's Kanesha from boldlivingtoday.com. I hope everybody is doing great. I just wrapped up the final mentor sessions that I had for South by Southwest EDU. Oh, I had such a really good time listening to people, meeting new people, and helping people. So I wanted to do my last set of key takeaways from the mentor session. So in total, I had 14 mentor sessions with some really motivated and highly, creative and skilled and really brilliant people. And so, for a lot of the discussion, people are busy, people are still navigating what it means to work from home or to be transitioning back, and they have creative projects, they have entrepreneurial, edupreneurial projects they want to go to. So a lot of questions came up about how to make time work for you. So I want to talk about some strategies that you might be able to use. So I always ask people when we start working together, specifically when we're focusing on productivity, what is your relationship with time and how well do you manage it? And so sometimes people say I'm just bad with time or I just lose time or whatever the case may be. And that's fine. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think anything's wrong with you, but we really need to look at things and collect some data on your relationship with time. And many of you know I do have my guided journal focusing on what matters, and it's a really fun productivity tool because it works for people who are really linear, it works for people who like to move around a lot, it works for creatives, and it's really a space to customize how you want to manage your relationship with time. I curated some of the things that I heard come up during the mentor sessions about people's use of time. And the reason I think this is important to see is because these are basic things that a lot of us struggle with. I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. So if you think you're having a challenge with time, do not think that you are alone, because you are not. I mean, I'm sure you can identify with at least two to three of these things. And I know I do. And I have really tried to use my habits with productivity and how I've come to this point to really help and inspire people. So, here are the three things to consider when you're thinking about how to make your time work for you. One, you want to establish a does this really matter filter before you put anything onto your calendar. I think this is super important and it's fun to put together. Second thing, set clear intentions and map out a plan. And the third thing is to visualize how you will use your time each day. And I'm going to talk about each of these things and show you some tools that come directly from the Focus on What Matters guided journal. So the first thing we're doing is establishing a does this really matter filter before adding this to your calendar. And the reason this is important is because if you have a specific goal or a specific timeline you're trying to meet on a particular day or a particular week, you really need to have a list of things that do not matter. Like, it's not that it's not important to you or it's unimportant. It's just that it doesn't matter right now because you have other things you need to tend to. You have other things you're trying to accomplish. And so, in the Focus on What Matters guided journal, there are weekly guided questions that help you really set up your does this really matter filter before you start engaging in things that really don't need your time and attention. Okay, so that's one way to make time work for you. The second tip is to make sure you set clear intentions and map out a plan. And so in the guided journal, we have a weekly brainstorm list just so that you can center yourself, get some clarity about what you want to focus on. You've already looked at your filter of things that really don't need to go on your calendar, so you're good there. And now you just want to get into the zone of prioritizing, using some good decision-making tools, and really having a set intention on what you're going to do for that particular week. And if you don't plan the whole week, you can do it for the day and still use this tool to map out things. So that's the second step. And then the third step is to visualize how you will use your time each day. A lot of us tend to make a linear task list or to-do list, and it just goes really long and it feels never ending. And sometimes we get to the end of the day or end of the week and you see this list and you have not marked off enough things. Like you feel like I have been so busy, or I know I've been in my office, or I know I've been in front of my computer or my screens, and so this list is so long. And so after you've taken time to establish what should not go on your list, on your schedule, and when you have really looked at your intention for the week, then you want to visualize how you're going to use your time. And I love to use some type of graphic. My creativity has to come through, and just taking and drawing a circle and using that as like a clock. And then when you are going to do a task that you have to complete for that particular day or week, you want to map that onto the clock and use the chunk of time that you would dedicate that. So like if it's 15 minutes or if it's an hour, you would mark that time off on your visual. And the reason I ask people to do this is because sometimes when we see it set up as an actual clock, you understand that if you say it takes an hour, it may actually take you an hour and 15 minutes. And so you realize you're not really losing time. You just haven't allotted enough time for yourself to get something done. So this is a pretty fun thing. You can make your own face. You can use the templates within the Focus on What Matters journal. But the thing that really helps you with using a visual tool is that you don't put too many things onto your schedule or onto your calendar or onto your to-do list. We have to be gentle with ourselves when we are trying to make our time work for us. So that's something to keep in mind. So, of course, I have some homework for you all. Here are some things that you should try going into your next week so that you can make your time work for you. And so give yourself enough time to do this, to think about it before you put it into action. Make sure you declutter your workspace as much as possible. Some of us have pop-up workspaces right now. So make sure that you have that set up as much as possible so it's conducive to you having an optimal work environment, even if it's for part of the day, the whole day, or whatever your setup may be. Make sure you do your "Does this really matter?" filter. It'll be fun to do that. Maybe you have 2 to 3 bullet points on that. It doesn't have to be super long. You want to be efficient with it. Review your vision board if you have one. That will help you refocus on what you need to do. Identify when your most productive hours are. For me, that would be in the morning, starting at about 10 a.m. I'm really productive. I feel like everything has gotten going, and then I can really settle down and work. Set your intentions, map out your plan, do your visual to-do list or task list. And then as you're going through that, monotask, do one thing at a time as much as possible. And don't forget to schedule downtime and time off. These are key things that support our productivity and really help us make our time work for us. So thanks for checking out this video. We have some resources for you, so you can access that at bit.ly/bold tools resources. And remember, that's all case specific. And you can find us and find more information on Facebook at Kanesha Baynard Coaching. And of course, you can check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Kanesha Baynard. And you can go to the website, boldlivingtoday.com, check out the blog, sign up for the newsletter, and connect with me there through the contact form. So have a great day, everybody. I am going to go take a little rest after such a great conference and ask any questions. And I'm super excited to help you with your productivity and your creativity. So bye.